Right, we still have Professor Bayo with us. Now, before we just let him go, let's quickly, Prof, touch on cerebrospinal meningitis, CSM. Now, you know that over the years, anytime we have CSM outbreak, Ghana really has issues with shortage of vaccines. Now, what steps should we take to ensure that we have adequate vaccine and timely distribution?
Well, so I think the current Minister of Health is up to the game. He has already visited the Upper West, where currently we are having an outbreak, even though we haven't reached that epidemic levels yet. He's giving every indication that he's prepared and ready to handle it. So I have every confidence that he can handle it. But unfortunately, the current outbreak we are going through, the vaccines we have available now cannot help. That is a challenge. So for the causative organism that is causing this current outbreak, the solution is not a vaccine.
Wow.
So it is early diagnosis, early reporting with the symptoms, and appropriate treatment. So what we can say is, unfortunately, we've lost some lives already. I was just reviewing the data. In my home district, Lambussie, we've lost one person. And at the last count, we have about 11 suspected cases. And in all, I think we've lost about 16 people or so, which is quite high when we are not even in the full-blown epidemic. So we only can encourage people to report early, because there's potent treatment for it. And government has made the treatment free. So if you get in early and you are treated, you shouldn't die. But there is the one that is usually very contagious, which is caused by Neisseria, and that one we have vaccine for it. And I'm hoping that the government will make those vaccines available, because this is usually the normal pattern. This earlier strain shows up in very mild form, kills a few people, and then the major one comes where the Neisseria is the one that is causing it. But that one, they have vaccine.
I mean, this is even more worrying, and I think prevention should be the best way in ensuring that we prevent this by embarking on public health education. What do you think the role of governments, like the local government, opinion leaders, health professionals, what has to be done in terms of education?
So the very first thing is that for all the people in the meningitis belt around this time, education should be high. And the first education should be on the signs and symptoms, that if you see any of the signs, just report early. It also calls for behavioral change, and that's where we need local authorities to be part, traditional leaders, because some things have to change. If people still gather in masses, close proximity, no face masks, is spread by droplets, then we can get it spreading from person to person. And sometimes the handling of even the dead, when we need to make certain critical decisions, people should defer to the health workers, because if they tell you cannot do this, please, let's obey. Also, people should not abscond, because I heard of a case where someone with a suspected CSM admitted to the hospital. Before they would take the last, the person has run away.
Wow.
So you can imagine this person going back to the community, what will happen. So we will call everybody to come on board, media practitioners like yourself, and those who have the local stations. Everybody should volunteer something to help, because you never know who the next victim could be.
Very well, Professor Titus Kofi Bayo, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.